Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Wit About Her, where we are all about transforming relationships from the inside out. In today's video, we're going to discuss the topic of authenticity, what it means to actualize your authentic self, and how you can begin to embrace authenticity and show up in the world in a more fulfilling way. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, then stick around. So, what is the definition of authentic? To be authentic is to be of an undisputed origin, genuine, real. In order to actualize your authentic self, you will have to surrender to the undisputed origin, that starting place of where it all began. It's the starting place, the journey, the life experiences, all of the things that have molded and shaped you into who you are today. And it is so important to begin to actualize our authentic selves and to begin to surrender to the undisputed origin, because whenever we are not allowing ourselves to be fully who we have been molded and shaped into being, we are denying ourselves and the world around us an undisputed experience that they cannot have without you. Does that make sense? Whenever we show up in a room and we conform to the room to become more like the room, when we wear masks, when we pretend to be something that we're not, we're denying the world of our magic, our unique abilities, our unique gifts and talents. And that is why it is so important to embrace and actualize authenticity. In order to show up in the world in a more authentic way, we have to adopt three things. One is bravery. Two is freedom. And three is commitment. When we embrace bravery and we show up in any room as being our authentic self, the person that is brave enough to be in the room and to be true to themselves has no limits. But the person who's not brave enough and who conforms to the room will always be limited. There is always a ceiling in every room. And so in order for us to begin to embrace and actualize authenticity, we have to be brave enough to live without the limitations of each room. The second thing that we must adopt, or the second principle that we must adopt when we are trying to live in our authentic self, is to embrace freedom, right? The freedom to live on your own terms. And how do you do that? You live in a manner where everything that you give every day is not in exchange for titles, positions, being accepted, and not having the need to be tolerated. Right? Like, this is how I think of freedom. If I wake up every day and I put a mask on, and I show up in the world as something that I'm not, first of all, I'm robbing the world of my natural gifts, my God-given talents, and I am not trusting that I was created in my unique abilities for a specific purpose. That takes away my confidence. It takes away it just doesn't make sense. It takes away from your journey and your life experiences and everything that has led you to this point. It diminishes your value. So you put mask on and you take mask off. However, when you're free and you embrace the freedom to be authentic, you can then begin to rise through the ranks of the world, of society. You can gain the titles and the positions and the friends and the relationships. But the soul that is being rewarded is you. It's not the masked you. It's you. It's your core. It's your being. It's your experiences. It's your life. It's everything. It's your why. It's your why. Freedom will link you to your why. The third thing that we must embrace in order to actualize authenticity is confidence. And that, right, it makes sense. The confidence to show up in the world utilizing all of your life experiences and understanding that the complexity and the depth of who you are is more important than you shrinking to conform to the room. Every time you feel the need or the desire to conform or remain silent, resist your natural abilities and tendencies, ask yourself why. Why am I not actualizing who I am? Right? Love the people in the room enough to bring all of you, because the complex and the deeper version of who you are is much more valuable than the surface level person, this surface level mask, right? God allow us to go through various trials and tribulations and traumas and successes and things that we learn that we can actually contribute to the world. And our world starts with the rooms that we find ourselves in. And we are not, there by happenstance. We're there for a reason. And so when you find yourself in any room, any place, any relationship, when you meet new people, give them you. So remove the mask, strive to be comfortable and embrace the gifts, talents, and traits that God has entrusted you with. Take back your power, because when you don't, you're relinquishing your power to whatever room you're in. And that makes no sense, because when the room changes, you change with it. It may seem easy to acquiesce to others, but the reality is whenever you find yourself in a room and you are conforming to the room, you're actually doing yourself a disservice, because your influence matters, right? Your why matters. Your soul imprint in this world matters. But you will never be able to reach self-actualization and live a more fulfilling life. That way you can see the big picture come together if your authentic self never participates in the outcome. Adopting that bravery, freedom, confidence would allow you to remove the limitations and remove the ceiling, right? Because if you're finding yourself wearing masks and conforming to the rooms that you're in, then you're not, every time the room change, you change. And that's not honoring who you are. That's not embracing and living from a place of bravery, freedom, and confidence. So if you are someone who finds yourself struggling to show up in the room and to be your authentic self, I want to leave you with this. I read this book called Uninvited by Lisa Turkist, and she had a chapter called Feeling Alone in a Crowded Room. And there was something that stood out to me that I think is so profound. She said that whenever you find yourself in a crowded room and you're feeling alone and you have that need and that desire to shrink or to become something that you're not, think of that room as an invitation to live in expectation of something else, right? Think of that room as an invitation to live in expectation of something else. That room could then become your playground, right? You could then show up in this room and bring the value that would not be in that room had you not shown up authentically. That's beautiful. Without you, the room will be missing something. A whole lot, actually. So bring yourself into the room. Don't shrink. Don't wear a mask. Don't have the desire to be what you're not. Because everything about who you are has gotten you into the room in the first place. Your power is not in the room. Your power is connected to your journey that got you to the room. That's good. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you were able to gain some insight. And if you're watching this video and you're part of the Intentional Women's Workshop, as you prepare yourself to get ready for your mask on, mask off meditation, I just want to send you love, send you light, send you healing. And I hope that you find yourself connecting closer to actualizing your authenticity. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, check back for more, subscribe, and hit that like button. Bye.